All right, welcome back, everybody, and anybody that's new here. Glad you joined me today. I'm very glad. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I've actually had a couple subscribers mention this, and I was trying to figure out how I would do it and do it right, so it actually turned out right. So, obviously, if you've seen the title and the description, today's all about the Big Bad Bow Spoon by JB Lures. What I'm gonna try to do today is show you guys how I use it to get all those giant bluegills that I chase in the wintertime. It is actually one of my number one search baits that I use for chasing big gills through the ice. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun today. Well, if you can guess what I'm about to do with that thing, comment below and tell me how excited you are for what I'm about to do. Hopefully this comes off good and it works the way I want it to, specifically because I think it's going to be a little harder than I thought it might be. But either way, comment below if you know what I'm about to do, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, before we get into that, today's Tackle Tip Tuesday, and that's what this merch is specifically about. If you guys don't know about merch yet, I know a lot of you guys already know about it, but we have stickers for Tackle Tip Tuesday. We have shirts. So, Tackle Tip Tuesday. I have hoodies. I have a bunch of stuff. It's all linked in the description. If you go there, you're going to find a lot more options. But this is all I have right now to show you guys personally, you know, the stickers, the shirts. I have hoodies. You name it, I have merch for DWS Outdoors. If you guys want to support the channel this winter, get me out filming more for you guys. That's how you got to do it. So pick yourself up some merch. And one thing, if you get merch, tag I'll put it right here. It's at DWSDave31 on Instagram, and I will definitely show you guys wearing my stuff because the support is very much appreciated. It's going to be needed basically this winter in order to get out and, you know, get on that action. But for now, I want to try and show you guys how I use my Big Bad Bow Spoons. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that I have tons of spoons. And then one of my number one spoons that I use is this guy right here. I happen to have him in a tube right now because this is my favorite way to store them. I have another video on this if you guys go through my playlist and stuff like that. But this guy right here, this Big Bad Bow Spoon, is what I'm going to show you guys how to use today. And if you've already guessed it and you comment below, I'm going to try and do this with a water tank lit from the side. So we're going to see how well this works. I know what it's supposed to look like because I sight fish a lot. So I know what these should look like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Tuned Up Customs Precision in order to get the right bounce and stuff on here. So it's kind of like a medium action. It's more of a stiff rod. So if you guys are looking for a specific spoon rod to use for this, the Precision is one of the better ones. Otherwise, you want something just stiffer with more of a feel than a sight tip to it. So something that you can actually feel when they bite. But I'm excited because I've had a couple of you guys suggest this, and I wanted to do it, but I couldn't figure out how I could get it done and make it look appropriate so you guys could actually see everything that goes on below the ice and get, like, I guess you would say, like the proper technique is what we're going to be calling this. So the proper technique to use these. So let's get into it. And you guys let me know what you guys think below in the comments, and, you know, maybe I'll do some more of these. If you guys want me to do this more often with all my other baits and stuff like that and kind of break them down so you guys have, like, because I could do a bunch of Tackle Tip Tuesdays on just that. I have enough lures to do this for another year if I wanted to. But don't quote me on that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Tackle Tip Tuesdays forever, but we'll see. So let's get into it. Okay, so like I said before, I'm going to be using a Big Bad Bow Spoon. The way I have this set up is with a snap, with a leader to a inline swivel, which, by the way, normally you wouldn't want that through your eyelids or eyelets. Normally you would tie this so it's just long enough to sit about there to your hook keeper. So that's about the distance that you'd want it. I made it just a little bit too long, which is, I mean, that's fine because I can shorten this lead up, but for all intents and purposes, this is how I fish my bow spoons 90% of the time. Sometimes I tie them on if the fish are really finicky because they don't like the way this clasp sounds or vibrates or whatever. But I have noticed if you tie them on sometimes, that makes the difference for the really, really big gills. You're talking like 9-inch plus slabs, things that are a little bit smarter than the average fish. But yeah, I'm going to play with this guy. Like I said, this is my Tuned Up Customs Precision. It's a 32-inch. I got my split grip. See, the way I hold this rod, either like this, or if I'm really, if I'm really trying to feel into it, I'll put my pinky back here. So that's on the rod blank. So when a fish bites this, like if I can feel that inside my rod. That's why I do that. Split grip cork handle, it's what I swear by. And then I have my Abu Garcia right now, Revo S10. It's one of the reels I've been using for years. I have a bunch of them. It's a 1000 series. And yeah, basically everything's linked in the description if you guys want to get any of this stuff. But I'm kind of giddy, and that's why I'm stumbling over my words, because I'm actually excited to show you guys what this thing looks like underwater. So let's get into it. Okay, so obviously if you just lower this down very slowly, it's not going to do anything. But if you drop it, you can see how it falls to the side. That's why I said this would be really hard. Optimally, I'd have like a 5-foot tube to show you guys how this drops through the water column. But you can see that if I just free fall it, you'll see how it goes from here and it tips sideways. So that's just the first thing. I mean, literally, that's how you start off. So letting it fall, free fall, is your main thing you want to be able to accomplish with that. One of the second things that you want to learn how to do with this thing is you pop them here. I'm playing with this with you guys, so it's really hard to show you, but you can see you can get it to do that same free fall thing if you pop it and let it drop again. And the thing is if you have minnows, like a minnow head or a waxworm or a spike on there, all depending on what you put on it, when it flutters down sideways, it'll actually kick that treble hook back up, and it'll flutter down even slower. So that's one of the things. The second thing that I'd want you guys to understand is this is going to be really hard to do. Alright, so I'm going to try to do this as simple as possible. Here, I'll just reel it up to there. So, dead sticking it and doing micro bounces. And the hardest thing to show you here is if it has spikes on it, every time it goes down, see the little flasher on there? That little flasher, you can see it flapping around. That's why I have the light on it like I do. That little flasher will actually get them to bite just that side of the bait. So you got it right there. So it's really hard to get it without being... I'm so used to fishing over a hole that this is different. But that's what you want it to do. You want that little flapper to go. So there we go. I just had to pretend I'm fishing through a hole. So those micro bounces, those tiny little bounces, if you get it going like this and there's a big gill around, they will go away. So you're looking for this tiny little bounce, right? It's so hard to get when I'm doing it this way. Right there.
That's it. So you just couple of those, still. Couple of those, still. And by doing it that way, if you see a fish coming up to your flasher, like if you're using electronics and you see a fish coming up to your flasher or your bait, and you see it coming up, stop it. Right there, dead still. What I like to do is set it on my leg or something like that so it doesn't move. And the only thing that they have to notice is the waxworm or the spike on the end of the hook. So that's a big one for this bait, is the ability to get that little flasher going, and that's it. One thing that I want to try and get here, I don't know if I can get it to do it in this thing, but so when you're calling in fish, you can bounce this a lot more aggressive. There. Did you see it? So it'll, if you double bounce, which is a really hard thing to show you guys here, but if you double bounce this, it'll swim. You'll see that. You'll see that. There you go, right there. So what I mean by swim is it shoots off to the sides, and that little flapper flaps. So it looks like a minnow darting off, and that's the big thing most people don't understand is big bluegills love little tiny minnows. They will gorge themselves if they can get their mouths around a bunch of little tiny minnows. So that's a big thing, is that double bounce right there, where you keep a stiff line and you stay in contact with it. And that's where having a good rod comes in handy. That's the only reason that I love fishing with these custom rods the most, is because when you have contact, you should be able to feel it the whole time. And that's what I'm trying to watch this and describe this at the same time, so it's really hard to get it to go perfect every time. But if I'm on the ice, I can generally get it to do exactly what I want it to do by swimming, just like that. And by swimming like that, if there's any big gills around, they will come over and investigate. I don't care what body of water you're on, they will come over and investigate. For the most part, those are the three ways I like to fish this thing. It's a simple thing, and as you can see, I have it up against the glass right now. It really is just one of those baits that it's so simple, it works. And that little flasher, the coolest thing about that little flasher is a lot of times you'll lose bait, but if you learn how to do that little flap thing I showed you, that tiny little flap, it's so hard to get. Like, I have to sit there in the middle of this and try and, right there, if you can do that and get them to chase, they'll bite it without bait on it. And that's the coolest part about the JB Lures Big Bad Bow Spoon.
Okay, so like I said before, this rod, you don't necessarily need this reel, but if you would like it, I do have them linked in the description. I have everything I use linked in the description. That's just another way for you guys to help the channel with all the Amazon links. If you're going to buy it anyways and you're going to shop Amazon, it helps out the channel. It's incrementally very small, like it's not even gas money, but it does help. It adds up. So if you guys buy any of this stuff or you're looking for any of this stuff, I try to link it all in the description below. And then, like I was saying before, the biggest thing here is the reason I brought up the Big Bad Bow Spoon is, here, let me see. If you guys seen the last video, JB Lures Big Bad Bow Spoons by the dozen. Yeah, the giveaway is coming up here. We're actually going to hit 4,000 subs pretty quick. So if you guys are seeing this and you know anybody that, you know, is looking for free fishing gear or whatever, please recommend them over here. Tell them to subscribe so we can get to 4,000 subs. I would like to do it before Christmas. That would be really cool. And then that way I can set somebody up with like an entire setup. But for Christmas, and there's your Christmas present from DWS Outdoors. We'll set you up for an amazing perch fishing giveaway. Obviously, just, you know, look through the playlist and stuff like that. Or it's, I think I think I have like 3 videos now for it. But obviously, if you guys aren't subscribed already, you're going to want to subscribe. But a big thing here, I'm doing a really big giveaway. So if you guys want more big giveaways, also pick up a bunch of merch because these giveaways are not cheap. And lucky for me, I work with big JB Lures. So if you guys could all do me a favor, go over to JB Lures on Facebook or Instagram and tell them thank you for the DWS Outdoors giveaway. They are the big reason you guys are going to get so many of these. And that's a big thing. So make sure you guys go over there and thank them. Go nuts on their feed. If you see this, please go over to JB Lures and say thank you from DWS Outdoors subscribers, and you can hashtag that you want more giveaways. The bigger I get with this channel, the bigger I'm going to be able to do giveaways for you guys. So keep that in mind, and obviously I hope this really helped you guys out. I mean, somebody mentioned doing this before, and I was kind of hesitant, and it does seem to work okay. So I might need to invest in a big fish tank. If you guys think that's a good idea, maybe like investing in a decent fish tank or something like that I can use, and you guys can basically see more action of lures, let me know. So comment below. I hope today's video helped you guys out. Like I was saying before, some subscribers have mentioned this in the past, and I've been fighting with the idea of doing it. If that did translate to you guys, let me know. Like, I can see it doing what I want it to do, but I don't know if that translates to you guys. Obviously, comment if you think that I need to do that on the ice also. So just comment below, do the JB Lures Big Bad Bow Spoon demonstration on the ice. So that way I have an understanding, and like I can remember to do that. I can check back in the comments and know that, if that's what you guys want me to do, then I'll do it on the ice. And that way you can kind of correlate this video with that video. If that makes sense, do that. Otherwise, if that's good enough and you guys can actually implement that yourselves, tell me if you've done it or if you're successful. And if you are, I want to know. I want to know if I'm helping you guys catch fish. Like, the hardest thing here is me translating it to you. You guys letting me know is the easiest way to know if I'm helping you guys. So if these videos are still helping you out, I'm really hoping they do. Keep checking back. We're probably going to go Tackle Tip Tuesday all the way till the end of this year. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this specific style of thing next season. I have plans for the future here. So obviously if the channel grows, we grow, more ideas, more options, more giveaways. That's going to be the funnest thing. I'm looking forward to giving you guys some more stuff. And just remember, if you've made it this far, there's a 10,000 subscriber giveaway where I'm going to be doing an entire everything you need to start ice fishing. Basically, I give it to you, you go ice fishing, no questions asked. I talk about it in a bunch of my other videos, so if you want to talk more about that or see more about that, just check through my giveaway videos. I talk about it a lot. There's actually a playlist I did for you guys, so you can see all my different giveaway stuff. Just go through the playlist. But obviously, if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, would you please just remember to